Attention students, teachers, and everyone watching this video. Do you know that you can get access to some of Notion's paid features just for free? All you have to do is get the education plan. On this video, I'm going to be teaching you how you can get the Notion education plan and also the difference between the Notion education plan and every other plan.
Today, we're going to be walking through these four categories. We're going to be seeing the difference between the free plan and the education plan, the difference between the plus plan and the education plan, who is eligible to get the education plan, and then what to do when some issues are trying to get the education plan or migrate to the education plan. And I'm also going to be showing you step by step on how to get the education plan. Let's get started. First off, we're going to be walking through the difference between the free plan and the education plan. So I made a difference in a tabular form just so we can quickly glance through the difference. Now, first off is file upload limit. Now, for the free plan, you're limited to uploading files of just 5 MB and below. But for the education plan, you can upload unlimited, which means you can upload large files without being asked to upgrade. The next is the number of guests. Now, in the Notion free plan, you can only invite 10 guests to your workspace. But for the education plan, you can actually invite 100 guests to your workspace. So it has like much more collaborative advantage. Next up is page history. For the free plan, you can only access files or data within the range of 7 days. But for education plan, you have more time to recover previous data because you'll be having 30 days for free. The next is the number of members. Now, both free plan and education plan are only allowed to have just one member in their workspace. So if probably you are using an education plan and you started getting to see the 1000 block limit or you need to upgrade, then you would have to remove a member from your education plan. And if you're using a free plan as well, you have to remove a member from your free plan. So they both are restricted to having just one member. Now let's go to database automation. Now Notion just released a really cool feature where you can create automations directly on your database. Now for the free plan, you cannot create those automations directly on your database, but you can create automations using buttons. But for the education plan, you can actually create automations directly on your database. And that is a really cool feature in the Plus plan as well. Next up is charts. Now, a lot of people love charts. So many of us are like visual beings, but in the free plan, you're restricted to having just one chart. But in the education plan, you can have much more number of charts in your workspace. Now, the final is collaboration, which is similar to the number of guests. So, for the free plan, you can invite only 10 guests. So, the collaborative advantage is quite low. But for the education plan, you can invite 100 guests to your workspace. So, it's much more better. So that is the difference between the free plan and education plan. You can also go to Notion official website to check out and compare. Let's just do a practical right now. Over here, I have a workspace that is a free plan and is told to upgrade in 3 days' time. So let's see some of the features that are restricted in this free plan. And then after that, I would upgrade this particular workspace to the education plan, and then we'll see the difference. So we're going to be testing out two really cool features, which is database automation and the charts. So over here, I have two database. the task, and the project. I did a chart here that is related to this task. So now I want to create a chart for the project as well. So we'll come here and we do slash charts, and let's pick the donut chart, which is the circular one here. And when you click on it, it tells you to upgrade because your workspace has already used its one free chart. So, like I said, in the free plan, you're only restricted to having one chart, which is really sad because most of us want to have more charts in our Notion workspace. But good news is I'll be showing you how to get it with the education plan. Now, something else we need to test out before converting this to the education plan is the database automation. So now, if you come over here, you'd see this sign and it says create and view automations. Now, we'll try to create an automation to see if it's going to work. So we'll click here and we just name it automation, and then we add a trigger. So we're actually allowed to add a trigger, but then what's a trigger without an action? So let's try adding an action. Now, when we try to add an action, it tells us to upgrade for more action. So when you're using the free plan, you cannot create database automations directly, but you can with the buttons. Now, let's go to converting this workspace to an education plan and exploring the difference. So I will go over to settings and then upgrade plan. Now I want you to pay attention to this because there's something I want you to not miss out on. Now when you click on upgrade plan, I will go through the plans. We'll see that we cannot find where to upgrade to the education plan. Normally, the education plan is supposed to be here. It simply means that you either have two members currently in your workspace, or you most probably have paid for a plan. So you will have to degrade before you can be able to convert to education plan, or you have to remove an extra member so you can see the option to upgrade to the education plan. So we're going to go to people since we cannot find the upgrade here. We'll come to people and then we're going to see two different members currently in the workspace. Now I'm going to delete this extra member here and remove it from the workspace. Yeah. So now we have just one member. So let's go back to see if we're going to get that. And we'll go to upgrade plan and we get to see get the education plan. Let's click on get the education plan. So it's going to say you're not eligible for a free education plan if you use this email. I'm going to click on change email. Now when I do, I'm directed here. So I'm going to change my email. So this is the current email and then there's a password here. So I'm going to click on continue. So I'm going to input the email and I'll send a verification code. So I just imputed it and the account email has been changed. So after changing your email, you then back to upgrade plan and verify eligibility. and automatically you're now subscribed to Notion education plan for free. So let's see what the Notion education plan does. So we're going to go back and try to add a chart. So let's delete this and let's try again. And then you see that you're allowed to create another chart and another chart. So with the education plan, you can create more charts on your Notion workspace. Now let's try to add a database automation. Remember, we were restricted to create an action. So let's try to add a trigger. So when the name is set to test, we want the tag to change to high priority. Done. So we just created an automation right now. So I'm going to change this to test. Oh, let's change this to test. And you can see that it automatically changed to high priority as well. So that's the fun of having database automation directly on your database. It really does a lot. Let's see the difference between the plus and education plan quickly. So in the plus plan, it costs $8, but education plan is free. In the plus plan, it's available to everyone, but for the education plan, it's available to only those that are eligible. For the file upload limit, they both have unlimited upload, so you can store large files in both of them. For the Plus plan, they also both have the ability to collaborate with 10 guests. For the Plus plan, in terms of page history, you have access to 90 days of previous work. For the education plan, you have access to just 30 days. For the Plus plan, you can have multiple members in your workspace, but education plan is for individual use alone. So you can only have just one member, but you can invite up to 100 guests to a page. Then the last is team collaboration. Plus plan has really advanced team collaboration and multiple admins. But for the education plan, it's ideal for individual projects but allows 100 guests to collaborate. So that is the quick overview of the difference between the plus plan and the education plan. You can always go to Notion official website to compare to know which one it's going to fit your needs. Next is who is eligible. Now, for the free and paid, it's eligible to everyone, but for education, it's only available to students and educators with a verified educational email. So if you have a educational email, you can always use it to upgrade from free to education plan. Now, what to do if issues arise when getting the education plan? If you're not able to upgrade to the plus plan for education, which is the education plan, first issue is that you might have subscribed to a paid plan already, so you will have to downgrade to the free plan first for you to be able to see the option to upgrade to education plan. The second is your account might be tied to might not be tied to a valid educational email address, which means you might probably be using at gmail.com, at yahoo.com. So you need a valid educational email address. The third is your workspace might have multiple admins or members, which means you have to remove the extra admins or the extra members for you to be able to upgrade to the education plan. And then last is probably your educational institution is not recognized by Notion system, you can always contact Notion at team@makenotion.com. So Notion team can help you resolve that. You just have to send an email to them and they would help you rectify that issue. That is all for how you can get the Notion Plus feature for free. If you did find this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe because I'll be having much more videos on different Notion tips and tricks. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.